team he coached into champions within 2 seasons. Ladies and gentlemen, the Get Motivated Business Seminar is pleased to present to you extraordinary motivator, Coach Lou Holtz.
Very much. I really appreciate that kind introduction. I'm absolutely delighted to be here for 4 reasons. First of all, these are the best run seminars in the world. 2, I'm flattered to be here with so many outstanding speakers. 3, I love to come to Nashville. I think it's one of the most exciting times in the entire country. And 4, I am excited to be here because you're here to learn. I feel an awesome responsibility to share my thoughts and ideas. And what I'm going to talk to you about is not something I read or something I heard. These are things I believe. The stories I tell you are actual and true. But it's important for you to understand who Lou Holtz is not. I'm not a singer, I'm not a dancer, I'm not an entertainer, I'm not an intellect. When I graduated from high school, I was in the lower half of the high school class. If it was not for people like me, there could have been no upper half of the class. Somebody said you've written 3 New York Times best-selling books. You're looking at the only guy in the world who's written more books than he has read. So I bring this to you because the guy up here is just a simple person. And there are a lot of things I don't understand. I don't understand how black cow eats green grass, produces white milk and yellow cheese. I don't understand why they sell hot dogs in packages of 8 and hot dog buns in packages of 6. I don't understand why a car suicide bomber wears a seatbelt. And I really don't understand why so many people born with so much achieve so little. So many people born with so little achieve so much. But the one thing I do understand is we all have problems, we all have difficulties. There's not a person in this beautiful arena way up there that doesn't have a problem. Now let me tell you this, don't tell people about your problems. 90% don't care and the other 10% are glad you got them. You're better off keeping them to yourself. And I have a simple philosophy. And this is a philosophy that I believe in. It worked as a father, as a husband, as a football coach, or as a TV analyst. It's not complicated, but I guarantee it will change your life for the positive. There's only 3 parts to the plan. It isn't complicated. The first part of the plan is the attitude you choose. Our attitude is more important than anything else. What's your attitude when you have adversity? Let me tell you what happened my first year at the University of South Carolina. My wife had her 2nd major cancer surgery. They gave her 10% chance to live. I'm happy to report now my wife's doing well. I don't even pray for her anymore, I pray to her. And she's the same. I want to pause here and say to you sincerely, if you want some great advice, listen to your spouse. Nobody knows you any better, loves you anymore, wants to see you succeed anymore. My wife's not only my wife, she's my best friend. A couple of months ago, I said to a guy, yeah, I've been married 50 years this past summer. I said, is my wife my best friend? The guy said, no, you're wrong, your dog is. I said, you're wrong, my wife's my best friend. He said, try this. Lock your dog and your wife in the trunk of the car, come back in 2 hours and see which one's happy to see you. But my son, ended a coma the week we played Georgia. My mother died the Friday before we played Florida. I was on a school airplane for 3 days recruiting. We landed at Lady Island Airport. Pilot said, Coach, will you visit Darnell, Washington? We're going to fly 11 miles to Hillnet to get gas. We'll come back and get you. During that 11-mile flight, the school plane crashed. One pilot was killed instantly, the other seriously injured, who later died. We lost every football game we played that year. We went 0-11. And I had a kicker that said, I can't kick when you're watching. explained to him I wasn't going to be at the game. That's part of the contract. Now, we were 0-11 that year, but records could be deceiving. We really weren't as good as our record would lead you to believe. And everybody bitching and moaning, complaining, nasty newspaper articles, nasty phone calls. I'm in an airport after that first year, the guy come up and said, anybody tell you look like Lou Holtz? I said, happens all the time. He said, really makes you mad, doesn't it? You got two choices. You stay down and you pick yourself up. You can't count on anybody but yourself. You can succeed when nobody believes in you. You have no chance to succeed if you do not believe in yourself. And 12 months later, South Carolina had the second greatest turnaround in the history of NCAA football. We went from the longest losing streak to beating Ohio State in the bowl game. The following year, we finished 12th in the country and beat Ohio State again in the bowl game. The point I made, you're going to get knocked down. But our attitude of how we respond to it. What's our attitude about challenges, about our job, about our lives? Ladies and gentlemen, have fun with what you do. Be excited. Doesn't mean you don't do dumb things. People say, oh, you have fun doing TV. Not necessarily. I go to Bristol every weekend. It's 15 minutes from Hartford by telephone. And I'm up there and I might have a headache and I'm upset. When they turn that TV light on, I'm going to have more fun than anybody else. Doesn't mean I don't do dumb things. I got on TV one time called the University of Auburn. Next week I had to go and say, hey folks, I made a mistake. I understand it's Auburn University. I won't make the mistake again, so please don't write. I know many of you wrote, I won't make it again, so stop writing. I then looked at the camera and I said, I had no idea that many people from Auburn could write. Oh, you thought that. Mark May's a great guy. He's smart. He's intelligent. We have no teleprompter, no script, no rehearsal. It's all ad-lib from the mind. That guy's smart. But he looked at it as a player. I look at it as a coach. We have a difference of opinion. But I love the guy. But I write him all the time. I called him not long ago, and I don't want to offend anybody, but true story. I called him. I said, Mark May, I just saw a bumper sticker reminded me of you. He said, what did it say? It said, Jesus loves you. Everybody else thinks you're an asshole. And then he goes through a bumper sticker, right there. It also said, honk if you love Jesus. Text when you're driving, you'll meet him. But that's what we're doing. You know, what's your attitude when people say negative things? A few years ago, we took Notre Dame to New Orleans to play Miami in the Sugar Bowl. Now we were an underdog. I thought we'd win the game, which we did, but those people didn't think we would. And so I always want our team to be home for Christmas. During those 2 days, I took my wife and my 4 children. We went to Orlando. We went out to dinner. We have 4 children. They're all girls but 2, and I'm real proud of that. And I'm in a great mood. The waiter came up and he recognized me. He said, you're Lou Holtz, head coach of Notre Dame, aren't you? And I said, yes, sir. I took out my pen thinking he wanted an autograph. He said, let me ask you a question, Coach. What's the difference between Notre Dame and Cheerios? I said, I don't have a clue. He said, Cheerios belong in a bowl, Notre Dame doesn't. Oh. Made me mad. I'm competitive, and my wife said, you're going to let somebody you never met before, you're never going to see again. He doesn't care a thing about you, and you're going to let him ruin this evening with your family because something stupid he said. She said, you cannot let other people control your attitude. I said, honey, you're right. My attitude changed, and a little bit later, I called the waiter back over, and I said, son, let me ask you a question. What's the difference between Lou Holtz and a golf pro? He said, I don't have a clue. I said, a golf pro gives tips, which he found out. I could talk forever about the importance of attitude, but ladies and gentlemen, it's the most important choice you make every single day. You can't control what happens to you, but you can't control how you're going to react to it. So attitude is the first part of the plan. Second part of the plan is to have dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have dreams, goals, hopes, and ambitions, no matter what anybody says, it's not going to change your life. The only thing that's going to change it from where you are today to where you